German sips with a grin so wide. Pogs on the table can't hide his pride. Creator in the corner starts to glare. Madness sparks and hate fills the air. Stack 'em high, a tower of luck. Germans winning, it feels like pluck. Alice Matt's fury, a brewing storm. Visions of pogs in every form. Pogs are spinning, tables turning. Alice Matt's eyes with fierce fire burning. Germans' laughter echoes loud in a world that's pog-bound proud. Matt sees and he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. And he's mad insane. Eyes on fire, can't take the strain. Pogs and pieces drive him to pain. His patience snapping like an old chain. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Enden Mann. Alas, my fumes can't take no more. Pogs and slammers hit the floor. It's not about the game you see. It's about what fun could be. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann. Das nie gewinnen, enden Mann.
See King Kong battle the Kong of Steel. Challenge a copter squadron. Defy an army of tanks. Fight primordial monsters. An all-new adventure. King Kong escapes. Thrilling in Technicolor.
You guys want to go get some D-E-S-S-E-R-T? Yeah, dude, I need me a T-R-E-A-T.
What you guys talking about?
Yeah, why did you guys just spell dessert?
No, shut up! Don't say it!
Why?
Oh god, how do we tell you this?
Simon can't spell.
What?
He can't spell, so when we talk about something he wants, we spell it out loud so he doesn't get too excited.
He's a grown man. He can't handle hearing the word treat?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh.
Okay, what is happening?
We told you he gets excited when he hears the word T-R-E-A-T.
What you talking about?
Taxes.
Oh, shucks.
What, so you guys just treat him like a toddler?
Treat?
No treat. Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Oh. Dude, you gotta spell if you're talking about F-O-O-D.
Okay, so are we getting an S-N-A-C-K?
Snack? Oh, come on,
Oh,
man.
dude, really?
Oh, come on, I spelled it. Well, he knows how to spell snack.
So he can spell snack, but he can't spell treat?
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
Treat?
No treat.
God damn it! Okay, he's getting fussy. It's time for an N-A-P.
Yeah.
What does N-A-P spell?
Party.
I'm all for the party. How about you guys? Yes, I know we started late today, but we were doing the watch party at the Discord. So some people wanted to watch it, so I said we're gonna watch it and then we'll start the stream after that. So late start, but we're here. Monday evening, and hopefully you guys are having a good one. I'm excited about this stream tonight in terms of the movie, and we had a very interesting conversation. Listen, we're not going to talk about the movie while watching it. We're going to talk about it during the stream so that the material can be fresh and we can actually have some content to give. I'm looking at my stuff on the YouTube site. It's going okay. The frames have not dropped, so that's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. At some point, I keep saying this, but I just want to reiterate. I will have some intros unique to the Monday streams. And it's funny because a lot of people demanded that I do the Monday streams, and where y'all at? I guess y'all come in. It's late. We've only been 5 or so minutes into the stream, so I will go ahead. Actually, I have to gotta send this out. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Let's see here. Just some people have been waiting on me, and I am live now. I am live, so let me go ahead and put it in a couple more rooms. Put it in the Discord so that people know to come in and harass them on. Yes. So, but hopefully you guys are having a good night. It's been a very volatile weekend, so we're just here to chill and enjoy and talk some good movies, some really good movies. We're actually going to talk about one of the classics of all time, one of a perennial horror favorite, Halloween. One of my favorite when it comes to Halloween time. I like to watch it every Halloween. It's definitely a midnight movie, and we'll talk about it with my guests. Let me say hi to the chat. KSS finally showed up. What does it look like you're from a TV from 1982? Well, that's a good thing because that emulates Poltergeist, which came out in 1982. So there you go. See, I'm on brand. So it looks good. Oh, before I bring my guest on, no one asked you, Colors. No one asked you. Stay in the bins when you belong. No one asked you. Speaking of which, I want to show you guys. I want to brag for a bit. I didn't put it on X yet, but I'm about to. My Transformers Volume 1 came in, issues 1 to 12 from the Image Run right now, and I'm excited to read this. Although I don't know if I'm going to read this yet or wait till I go down to North Carolina in a couple weeks when I'm wherever I'm launching at, and I'll probably read it there at night, but who knows? I mean, if I read this before that, I still got Secret Wars I want to read and a couple of other books that I want to read, so I got plenty of reading material, but I am excited for this. I briefly glossed over the pages. It looks great. I like the artwork a lot. In some ways, you could even say that this is kind of like outline material, the artwork itself, because it's definitely experimental, but it's good. It's very good. So, yes, I got a nice, beautiful hardcover, issues 1 to 12. So at some point, I will, once the next 24 issues are done, they'll compile that to volume 2, and I am going to get that as well. So no, okay, Guy. So here's the thing, Guy. Here's the thing. You don't get to do that here because you're to be shamed. You know that, right? You're to be shamed. You have to be shamed. I'm sorry, it is. No, it's not a hostage video. You are to be shamed. Okay, it says that you take your lady to the spot yet. You jerk. It'll happen. It's gonna happen. So you can throw your ammos and your digital spears at me and chuck them all you want, but I'm gonna live and survive. See, my good friend Henry Bemis is kind to me. Hello, Henry. How are you doing? Henry? Nice to see you. Nice to see you there. So people are coming in, so that's good. So let me bring in my guests now. I'll bring them in with one swift intro. And y'all know which intro that is.
You know what they say, nobody gives a hummer like a gummer.
Every time you play that combination, it makes me laugh. Nobody gives a hummer like a gummer.
I know you'd appreciate it.
It's terrible. My favorite video you play though is definitely that Godzilla one with the tree. Yes. No tree. Oh.
That will make you smile every time. It's like I'll have a bad moment, but then I play that and I'm like, oh, I feel much better now. Yes, thank you. So, yeah. So we just got done watching Phantom of the Opera from 1925. Let me share the screen because the film poster is actually the film posters during that time, during the 1920s, were very artistic. See, there's that film poster right there. Actually, I'm gonna open it in a separate window so I get away to that from that stupid Wikipedia thing. But let me just bring this down a little bit. There you go. So yeah, it was released by Universal Pictures, produced by Carl Laemmle, the same guy that produced Frankenstein 7 years later.
Which is a German, by the way, from Swabia.
Yes, that clearly explains the visual artistry of not just this movie, but also of the Frankenstein movie. But we'll have that conversation for another day. But I want to focus on this one. So we watched it in Discord. We had some nice conversations about it. I said, hey, we should talk about this on Discord. KSS here says, let's talk about the color portion of Phantom of the Opera. It was 1925, and it looked better than a lot. You know what? He thought I was going to read it, but no. I quote on to you. No, Henry Beaver. Unfortunately, that's the wrong movie. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park, right? No, not that movie. This is a different movie. Much different movie. This is the 1925 silent horror classic starring Lon Chaney, the Man of 1,000 Faces. And Helmet had some interesting trivia about Lon Chaney's graduate health film because of the masks that he wore over the years. They did call him the Man of 1,000 Faces, so suffered for his craft for sure.
He paid the toll for this awesome makeup.
It's great makeup.
Did he? He paid the toll. Did he at least have the fun of burning the coal?
I don't think so, because his son is white, Lon Chaney Jr.
That's a good thing.
Who was also a big movie star in horror movies. He did The Wolfman.
Oh, nice. See, I didn't watch a lot of the older stuff. Like, I just remember what my grandfather exposed me to, and that was Phantom of the Opera, a bunch of war movies, The Freaks, the one we watched. What was it, a week prior?
Yeah, the Todd Browning one.
Yes.
Yeah,
1932 Freaks. Yes.
Yep. And there are a couple others that I can't remember, but yeah, it's that movie is so cool, man.
I don't know why I highlight this comment. See, KSS, Einbrecht, Helmut, and me are having a decent conversation about a classic movie. Save this violence and vitriol for someone else's stream. Tell me about this crap. No, hold on a second. Einbrecht, I'm defending your honor. Hold on. I'm defending your honor. KSS, this isn't about you right now. I have my two esteemed guests in the panel. Show them respect and don't offend them. I'm sorry, guys. He's doing that to you. He needs to learn better.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
He's the phantom of your chat, Matt.
He's more like the Chucky of the chat.
Oh man, I remember watching that movie as a kid. It freaked me out. The idea of that like reanimates.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, you know what's funny? The trailers for that movie actually spooked me out, but the movie itself was like, oh, it's kind of silly.
It was very silly, but it's the concept of a doll like possessing a murderer's soul, right? And it just running around and murking people. It's like, oh boy.
Well, speaking of murking and murdering people, so what you're looking at is Lon Chaney as the Phantom, and the backstory with him was that he was born during a time of a massacre, so he got born into a very murderous time, and I'm guessing he inherited that culture and became as such. He learned the gift of music, but he turned to a life of murder, and he had to hide in the shadows until he fell in love with this girl named Christine, and he started to sabotage the productions, the operatic productions, also you can get his love in the spotlight.
Yeah, because he wanted her to be famous rather than the other participants.
He pulled quite some schemes and scams behind the scenes.
That he did.
Tell us about the schemes and scams.
he pushes the main lead in the opera house out the door and made her voice disappear. The main singer, the La Carlotta one.
Yes.
And he blackmails the new owners of the opera house.
Yes. Basically telling them that if you don't replace the lead actress or lead performer, then you're gonna be inheriting a curse. Speaking of curse, Helmut, I must interrupt you for a second because we have a guest in the back, and like I said, it's a curse. So I'll play him this intro.
Hello!
Hello, Snackbot.
This is okay. What?
I have a special announcement, Zeit. Zeitgeist wants you to know something.
Oh, what?
All right, hang on. I got to share what he told me to share to you. Okay.
Okay, so I'm hoping this is related to our stream because we're talking about.
It might be.
Okay, so let's see. So we're gonna add some content to the stream regarding the 1925 Phantom of the Opera. Wait, what the hell is that?
Zeitgeist want me to tell you that.
I brought you in to sabotage my stream, sabotage my content. That's why I brought you here.
What? You don't like what Zeitgeist had to say?
That sounds like that's an incitement to violence.
Do you not speak Cantonese?
No, I don't.
Oh. Well, he says you are a duck and you're fat. There you go.
Oh no! What happened? Oh, Prime's internet failed. Oh no! Oh, he's back. There we go. Oh, let's do it for a second.
It's my internet. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, his internet's really fucking up. Look at that. His internet's really messing up. What do you know?
Oh,
okay, where's
God.
my screen? Oh, here we go. Back to the screen. Okay. So okay, well, I'm gonna derail it for 1 second, guys. I'm gonna derail it for 1 second. Prime had a few seconds of clout today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, he did.
I just responded back to him too.
Oh, you did. Look at you chasing that cloud. So Prime tagged Neurotic Gary in a tweet because he saw some guy at the riot that looked like him, and Neurotic hours later responded to him. He's like, "No, is this real?" And there you go. So Prime has made contact with the Friday Night Lights crew.
Do you want me to showcase it? I'll showcase it. Here we go. There you go.
Okay, so
share my screen.
Here we go. So this is the tweet in question. So there we go.
So last night I was watching LA burn, and all of a sudden I see this person right here on a bus.
That's a bus
on the bus.
Come on, man.
Look at that. Come on.
That I'm not gonna lie.
Fucking doppelganger, brother.
And I asked him right here. I said, "Are you in LA for a day?" And he says, "No." Is that real? I said, "Yes, that's a real screenshot from Agenda Free TV YouTube. Timestamp is 10/18/42 for right here." Like, holy freaking
yeah!
Like, dude, how many people you got looking? Hey, Neurotic, I know you went to prison for a long time, all right? But and you're doing an autobiography book on it too. But have you ever thought about saying that wasn't you and it was your evil twin? You could actually use this as evidence now.
It wasn't me, officer.
Oh man.
To be fair though, he replied to a guy named G. Mercado.
And
you're pretty gay, Prime. Is what he's getting.
I'm just
at.
saying.
Look at my new profile picture. I got Ricky Burkada wearing the Sonic Shoe medallion now. It's awesome.
Come on, man.
Come
on, man. You got to get better at portmanteaus. It's Nikki Burkada.
I was just waiting for you to do it because I knew you would spurg out and say it the right way.
Mickey Burkada.
Don't you hook up that poor cripple with the Rikita lore. He suffered enough, Prime.
Speaking of, wait. Speaking of, wait, hold on. Speaking of cripple. I saw you, Jabbage. I saw you there. You and Gee should be a great soulmates. Setup. This is the same setup everybody does. Everybody does this. Hold on a second. Everybody's got this setup going on. They got the guys on the side and the screen share of the topic they're conversating about. In this case, the 1925 Phantom of the Opera. And you're gonna come here and talk this crap and throw shade on something that is clearly the norm in the YouTube sphere. Are you serious? Really?
Can I ask a question?
Don't.
Can I ask a serious question? Why is Robert Romano trying to be the Phantom of the Opera?
He also was Nosferatu in the old movie.
Come on, man. Call him by the real name Testy gave him. Soiferatu.
Oh, Soiferatu. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should be more respectful to the dead.
You should.
But guys, you have to give it to him. He looked better with a wig on than Katie did.
Yeah, that's true.
How dare? Okay, first of all, we have rules here. Okay, we're not going to bring that.
We have rules
because she's not worthy of. She's not.
Is your name Walter? Like seriously?
I'm sorry, guys. He's a jerk. I'm here esteeming my good friends Helmut and Einbrecht, and Prime comes in here with throwing shade. Prime, show some respect. They're esteemed guests.
We have rules here. This isn't Nom.
I'm trying. I'm allowed to.
Oh, and by the way, is that Nina Infinity that Soiferatu is trying to get a hold of?
No.
That lady has two different eyebrows, not one unibrow.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, she's Prime. She's not ugly enough to be Nina Infinity. You need to stop while you're at it.
And Elasmid, shouldn't you know by now that Prime is kind of an unflushable turd on streams?
Oh, he's not kind of. He is an unflushable turd.
Well, at least your $3 plunger is actually working for you.
I should know. I've tried to drown him in the toilet. It doesn't fucking work.
Oh God, I don't want to hear
like
about
a vampire. Like a vampire, he reanimates the next day every fucking time.
Well, I'm sorry, Ibert. Maybe I'm just trying to climb back in.
Oh God! Okay, you know what? We need a palate cleanser. Sorry, guys. Palate cleanser coming up here.
You stole my heart, you intercepted it. Now you're gone, have to accept it. Did I meet your mom too soon? Or did I do what I always do? Yeah, we made it to the 50, and then you kissed me. We made it to the 40, a new love story. We made it to the 30, and you did me dirty right then. You put the end in tight end, and as I touched down, just like
this
you
isn't
in
a palate
game,
cleanser.
I'm in another town, and nothing feels the same. Wish I could go.
Lasmet loves his square-shaped
Have we
women.
learned our shit now?
That's square. That's square.
That is indeed.
Are you sure that's?
Square-shaped.
Are you sure that's just not a twink and drag?
Well, it might be a twink and drag, but twinks and drag are also square, Prime.
Yeah, but
They're
I'm
just
not seeing.
the-
I'm not seeing the broad shoulders yet.
Okay.
You know who
I
does have broad
demand
shoulders?
no Taylor Swift anymore. Peanut
Prime.
Butter.
Sometimes fags
You
have
know who
soft
has broad
shoulders.
shoulders?
Oh yeah, I know.
Lizzo, no Taylor Swift.
Okay, so getting back to the topic because we're deviating a little too far.
I'm gonna let
Right
you guys
now.
get back to your
A little
topic. I gotta
too
go talk. I gotta go talk to this. Like, guys, I just want to come
Just
say
a bit.
hi.
Just a bit.
I just want to come say hi. I'm leaving now, Leslie. Go back.
No,
Go
no,
back to
you,
sleep for
you,
Ratu.
no. You don't get to go. No. You don't get to leave now. Now you don't get to leave. You stay right now.
What,
Now you're
what
gonna
do you mean I
stay.
don't get to leave?
I'm gonna
You
do to you what I'm gonna do to you what the
no,
Phantom
no,
did to
no,
Christine. I'm gonna keep you
no,
hostage
no,
now.
no. I'm
Now you're
sorry.
hostage.
I'm sorry to tell you.
That guy is your other lover.
You
tell your
are
other lover that
overruled by the cat
if he
demon
needs to
lord.
disappear, if you want to live,
Jerry,
you know I'm your Phantom
Jerry.
now. You're my Christine. What is, no. You get over here. Come.
Minecraft, we are alone
Oh
now.
no! Apparently, jeez, what is he thinking, leaving us alone in this stream?
We can sing that song from Tiffany. I think we are alone
Prime
now.
can run, but he can't hide.
Oh,
I'm gonna
he's
find
back.
Prime. I'm gonna find Prime, and he's gonna be my hostage. He's gonna be my hostage, and there's nothing he can do about it. Because if the Phantom can do it, I can do it too.
Like I said on the watch party, you are the peanut head of the Oprah.
Oh no!
That was uncalled for. I'm trying to defend you guys' time here. Your time is valuable. I'm trying to honor it. You have guys like Prime coming here terrorizing, hijacking y'all's time, and it's not. I'm trying to preserve the integrity of it all. Speaking of integrity, that's a Halloween mask of the Lon Chaney Phantom of the Opera. If you look at it and see how timeless it is, when I saw that mask, it reminded me of the zombie from Day of the Dead. You guys remember Day of the Dead?
The Bob zombie, the nice one.
The one with the the one that ends up learning how to use the gun.
Ah, yeah, that's the friendly zombie.
Yeah, this makeup, this design is actually very timeless because it's used in a lot of zombie films.
Yeah, Michael, they call him the peanut head of the music.
Damn it! I have Michael Bancroft in chat, Helmut, and that means it's an opportunity for me to sell myself and promote myself, not for you to undermine me and my brand. Please, I give you people a home, and you backstab me with your spears every time. Stop it! Put your spears down. Hold my hand, and let's be united. We are a united community. Please, for one night. For one night.
Last minute, I'd rather live below the French Opera in Paris than live in your neighborhood.
Is he cutting off or is it me? I couldn't tell if he was cutting off or it was me, but whatever he said, I'm sure it was hurtful, and I'm never gonna get over it. So thanks for destroying my ego. But Bancroft makes an interesting point about the Phantom. He says it's an allegory for how crazy women get over musicians. He's not wrong. I mean, music is a great tool for love and romance. So you can get like the weirdest guy playing a killer sax or guitar, and you know he can get the woman like that. So there's definitely something to that. I mean, the industry's full of guys like that. So yeah, there is that.
Dude, it's I love the mask though. It's so
yes, that I know it is. Kay says, "Talk about the color portion of Phantom. It broke new ground." So I was watching it, and there was a scene. I'm sure you guys know which scene I'm talking about, where the protagonists are hiding behind a pillar, and there's an older guy in the left side of the screen. He's coming in to the foreground, and he's colored differently from the rest of that shot. And there's a lot of playing around with colors in this movie. And the process of which they did is very time consuming, but it is interesting how they use, because this is not a straight black and white movie. There was a lot of color used. In some scenes, there was this coloring of the entire frame just to indicate mood or time of day, like blue for night. And other scenes that they actually colored individual garments that was worn by the actors. So there was a lot of play on colors in this. But
they also did a lot of shadowing stuff, especially with the makeup on the people besides the Phantom.
Yes.
You can see it on Mary Philbin's face when she unmasks the Phantom. You can see the shadow in her face, and they did a tremendous job with the makeup.
Oh yeah, it was an incredible job with the makeup. And Brian Crisco actually repeated something, Helmut, that you said when we were watching it. He says that the 1925 is still the closest adaptation to the Gaston Leroux novel. You actually said that while we were doing the watch party.
Yeah, it is, but the focus in the book is a little bit more on the criminal story.
Is your internet?
What?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Your internet. I don't know if it's me, but your mic is going in and out. So I don't know if that's me or you. But are you hearing the same thing I'm hearing?
He's gone.
He's
He's gone
died.
with the
So
wind.
helmet. I need your helmet. I mean, I need your. What happened? Damn it! This okay. Hold on. Time out. Okay. Hold on. Einberg, just give me a mic check. 1 2 1 2.
I'm here. Hello.
Okay, helmet. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Hello, 1 2 1 2.
Okay. All right. So, go ahead. Finish your point, helmet. Just wanted to make sure because it was cutting in and out.
So the focus on the OG book from Gaston Leroux is a little bit on the criminal story. You learn a lot more about the character of the Persian, who you see in that movie.
Yeah.
But you don't know enough of his backstory and why he is in the opera house, what he does there, and what's the connection to the Phantom.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry, I have to cut you off. Wait, bullshit stream. Oh, you know what, guys? Can't says I do bullshit stream. So okay, you know what? Good night, everybody. Have a good night. Like hell, I'm gonna give you that victory, you fucking racist. I'm not going nowhere. And Cass is the one that wanted me to do these monster streams. I'm doing it for you. But if I'm bullshit, then you can take your stuff and go watch a G Mercado stream. How about that? So, but Brian Criscott says there are so many prints I've seen that are in black and white, minus the lip tints and the red death scene. Yeah, I saw the movie for the first time in black and white, but when I watched it in color a couple years ago, I'm like, oh wow, this actually hits differently in color, especially with some of the shots and some of the shadowy shots and the scene where he was in dressed as Death. Like that the makeup really does come out pronounced in that scene with the color.
The masquerade scene is also quite colorful with all the different costumes and the many people in that scene. It's quite a theatrical scene. I also love the part in the musical where they sing the song Masquerade.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like with this print, with the version that we saw, in the scenes where the lady is singing, and you actually hear like the new soundtrack, they actually incorporate someone singing over that. So I was like, oh wow, you actually now are able to hear what she was actually singing back in 1925.
Yeah, it is also good for the movie because it's a movie around an opera house, and what is it without the music?
Yes. Well, one of the things that I really liked about this movie too is the sets are phenomenal. Everything looks great, especially the chamber where he sleeps, like the fourth layer cellar, like 4 floors down from the opera house.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful, like the bricks, the everything. It looks absolutely phenomenal.
And like I said when we watched it, the architecture of the opera house is on point. It's historically correct. They had
So wait, was that a set, or was that the actual opera house itself?
No, it was a set, but they depicted it very on point for the opera house. They had in the OG Paris Opera House an underground water reservoir, like in the movie and in the book. And they also had those caverns.
Fantastic. Osment used his mugshot as the thumbnail again. You'd see so.
I'm sorry, Helmet. You were giving a good point, and Manticore freaking ruined it for you. Please continue.
And also, several happenings in the book and in that movie, especially, happened for real. Like the thing with the chandelier coming down, that happened in the Paris Opera on one point and killed a woman. was in 1896. Did the chandelier in the Paris
Right.
Opera kill a viewer, a female viewer, and that was the inspiration for the scene in the movie and in the book.
So it's meant to mirror
Okay.
something that actually happened, a
Yeah,
tragedy of the time, as it were.
I don't know if you know that about Gaston Leroux, the guy who wrote the book, but he was a reporter for some time,
Oh, cool.
Okay.
and he had different interests in also in opera and in horror literature, and he combined it together. Like I said in the watch stream, he took some inspiration from Edgar Allan Poe's story. The
Mhm.
Casket,
Yeah.
Amontillado, Pit and the Pendulum, and there was a third one, Mask of the Red Death.
House of Usher, I think it was
And
called,
and it's
remains
funny
one of
because
my.
like a lot of the movies back then, yeah, a lot of movies back then they did take inspiration from the current events at the time that we, unless we read about it, it'll just go above our heads. It'll just we'll be none the wiser. So this little bit of trivia just really adds a lot of depth to these movies because they're not just like monster movies. They actually are a product of that culture of that time. They embrace a lot of the real events at the time and even taking the inspiration of the literary authors at the time, like Edgar Allan Poe. And um, like none of us would have known that if there were people that who were big fans of Poe wouldn't have picked up on that and then find out that oh yeah he was a fan of that, a fan of those Poe stories, and he took that inspiration. And you talked about this earlier in the Watch Party helmet. You talked about a difference between taking inspiration from other works versus plagiarizing other works.
Yeah, the OG inspiration stuff is gone by now. It's only plagiarizing nowadays. That's why we have so many sequels and prequels and other shit in the modern cinema.
Yeah.
That wasn't the thing back then. You don't had Dracula 2 or a prequel to Frankenstein.
And I think that a lot of modern creators, a lot of writers, artists, um, don't understand inspiration versus plagiarism, and it becomes obvious when they do plagiarize, and it just creates works that are just like lost in time versus movies like this that are very timeless because they've taken something that was inspiring to them and they made something new for themselves and it just in and of itself becomes inspiring.
Yeah, it's also an advertising problem nowadays. You can read everywhere. If you liked that and that movie, you will like that movie. If you like that and that comic, you will like that comic.
Now, A Brown, I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? I have a German in my panel, so I'm protective right now. Put down your spears. We're not chucking them tonight. I'm sorry, Helmut. Continue, please.
Yeah, I kind of gave the Peanut Head diplomatic immunity.
I'm protected. I'm protected. See, look again. See, Helmut's giving a nice little dissertation, and you guys in the chat, like KSS, who wanted these Monday Mantra streams, he begged for it. He rioted when I didn't name it the name he wanted me to give it. I finally caved in because that's what you do when people like KSS riot and they don't get their way. You cave in. So I gave the name of Monday Monster Moratorium, and then once I gave him his way, it ain't good enough for him. He has to come in here with with all this like viciousness and the vitriol. Stupid. I'm a stupid monkey. No, I'm a human being with a soul. I am God breathed. I matter and I'm important. And one day I'm gonna sit at a table with Todd McFarlane and Frank Miller, and we're gonna have conversations and we're gonna laugh at you. Continue, Helmut. I'm sorry.
No problem. I made my point earlier.
Oh, did you finish your thought? I didn't mean to interrupt your thought. It's just I have to protect the integrity of what you're saying because they have their digital spears tonight, and I can't let them have that. See, we are the collective phantom here. They are the collective Christine. We have to take charge over them. We have to kidnap them and make them do our bidding. That's how this works tonight. Just like Eric the Phantom took Christine over and took charge, we have to take charge and make the chat our Christine.
Yeah, but the Phantom was a crazy stalker.
That he was, yes. That he was.
Yeah, he's more
Why
of
isn't
a
I red text?
tragical figure in the book. That's not coming through in the movie.
See,
You
I don't
you
know. Okay, I'm gonna disagree on that, and I'll tell you why. Because in the scenes where he's playing the music, like you could tell, like this is a guy, a character that had talent, had skill, and he was passionate about that talent and that skill, but it became perverted in his mind because of his actions, and there was a genuine, there most likely was a time in this person's life where he could have been a skilled and inspiring figure, but he made bad choices and it became polluted.
yeah, I kind of also see it that way. I don't mean to say that the movie version is worse than the book version, but the book version tells a little bit of another perspective on that character.
Can you describe that perspective?
Yeah, they tell the story, little bit of his backstory and how he is connected to the Persian, because he was for some time in a Persian region and served a queen or princess there, and there he learned to tie the knot that he used to hang the puppeteer, for example.
Right.
And he learned some dark arts and he learned some music, and he was disfigured back then. And he found his way to the opera.
Okay, so Brian Christoph is confirming what you're saying in that in the movie he was disfigured by fire acid, but in the book he was born with that disfigurement. So, do you think that in the book that makes him a more tragic figure as a result?
I think that the most tragic backstory is actually in the musical, where one of the female workers of the opera found him as an infant who is shown around like a freak, and was a disfigured kid, and she took him in and raised him down the cellars, and she knew how he was, but he went a little bit cray there over the time. And that's the most tragic story. That's the backstory from the musical.
Okay.
In the book, he always was disfigured, but they tell some backstory why and when and where, and that doesn't come quite through to the movie. But the movie would have been 3 hours if they did it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, I mean that is a noticeable observation is that in the movie you don't get that much of a backstory other than the scene where they get a sheet with the information of him being born into a murderous time and that he was sent to the prison of the criminally insane before he escaped.
And when we were watching it in Discord, I pointed out to Elasmat and Helmet that the character reminds me a bit of Cyrano, with the way he's sort of in love with this woman, and behind the scenes, sort of, he's like the sort of the inverse in like how it happens though, because like Cyrano is a more positive character, whereas this guy's a very obvious, unabashed villain.
The interesting thing that you said, and that what I will say is connected to that, is they shot 2 different endings for the movie.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
And in the other ending, the one that we didn't saw, Einbrecht, he shows mercy and let them go. and
Really?
that's what he does in the book. He shows mercy to them and let them go, and he dies of a broken heart. That's the end of the book.
And they
Oh,
changed the ending because of a test screening. Because I think the test screening was negative, so they went and made that ending that we got to emphasize the horror, maniacal aspect of the character. I think is what
I mean,
happened.
I totally get that, but like, I kind of like the other ending more because it seems like it fits his character better.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes in the book. He goes a little bit out as a hero, kind of a tragic
Right.
hero, and
Like, that's really cool. I don't mean to say that like he would be more interesting as like a tragic character, but like it's just kind of a he doesn't even have to be misunderstood. He's very self-evidently evil, right? Uh,
yeah, I mean he kills people. He kills the puppeteer, and
yep,
he kills some people when he let the chandelier down.
yep.
Yeah.
They killed
But
it.
there's
Looked
moments
like
in this
eight
movie
to
where he
ten
does show
people.
like it's funny because like there are moments in the movie where he does show some semblance of mercy or integrity, especially the scene where he helps Christine's lover out from the flooding of the lower dwellers, and it was there's moments like that. Like there's moments where it seems like he holds himself to some kind of code of honor, but then he reverts back to that demented mind, and that's what takes over his actions ultimately.
Mm.
Yeah, he also shows a little bit of madness, especially in the scene where she puts the mask off from his face. And then you can see the madness in his eyes and where he crawls towards her. And
Yeah.
you see that guy is quite deranged. He is a damaged person. And Lon Chaney did that par excellence, the best acting in that scene.
Yeah, and let's talk about that for a second because, and you were bringing this up as you're watching the movie. Like, there's no obviously you can't hear what the actors are saying, so you can't judge their performances based on that. But what you notice with Lon Chaney is there is something distinct about the way he performs, with his mannerisms, with his hands, and even like his presence is totally distinct from all the actors when he's on scene with them. And it's just like I
Yeah,
noticed it towards the end. It's like, yeah, he's very there's something about his movements that are very fluid and very otherworldly.
yeah. He moves like you would think like a thrall for a vampire would, right? Like an otherworldly grace, but savage at the same time.
Yeah.
Like it
The,
just, yeah,
the way he uses his hands to
Mhm.
articulate and
yeah,
Yeah.
bring the points across that he doesn't do what because he doesn't have a voice with a voice. Uh,
Yeah.
that's a craft to be learned. That's
yes, very much so.
Sorry, wrong button. There's a scene, and I don't know if you guys remember the scene in Dracula when Dracula tries to hypnotize Van Helsing, and he does this thing with his hand where he's like, kind of does like that. He's like, come here. He does that little hypnotic thing with his hands. Well, if you see the scene in Phantom when his mask is removed by Christine, he turns and looks at it. He kind of does something similar with his hands. He kind of does like that little thing with his hands, very
Yeah,
similar. And it's just that right there is just performative, and it says a lot about what he's trying to say to Christine without saying anything. And it's just creepy, and it's just so uniquely Phantom, you know.
he shows different emotions in different scenes. Remember the scene when they are
yeah, dude.
on the opera on the tower where they met, and
No,
the Phantom is on the statue, and you see the
Mhm.
anger. He brings the anger
Yeah.
across that he is
yeah,
betrayed by the love of his life, and he does it so perfectly. And then
Hmm.
you can see also the sadness, and when he professes his love for her, you can see that through his mannerisms that his
Yeah.
feelings are true.
Yeah. The way he kneels before her, it's like you can tell, like he's showing. That's where one of those scenes where he shows mercy. He's showing a sense of tenderness to this girl, and you believe him when he says he doesn't want to harm her, and he's not gonna harm her.
Yeah, there's also a huge portion missing that's not in the movie, that's in the book, that explains that relationship a little bit more. Because
Yeah.
in the book, it's explained that Christine thinks that
Mhm.
the Phantom is the angel of music that got sent by her deceased dad,
Mm,
who was a violin player.
right.
And the Phantom uses this to get the connection to her.
In the book.
In the book, yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because in the movie they make it seem like or in the movie he's before he's revealed as the Phantom, he's revealed as some kind of spirit of music that Christine is enamored with, just enamored, or rather just she's just getting that dopamine hit from the mysteriousness of this voice that's encouraging her to perform to the best of her abilities and to connect with that musical side of herself.
The
Yeah,
um the term you were looking for earlier, by the way, Elasmid, is gesticulating. Like
Okay.
that's when you use a gesture to sort of further emphasize a point.
Yes. Hmm.
It's gesticulating. I was trying to
Okay.
remember the term, and it snapped into my brain a moment ago.
Yeah, the angel of music. Yes, that he was playing. He's Christine is enamored with this angel of music before it's revealed to be the Phantom. So
yeah. That there's a
yeah,
scene in the book where she tells the story. I don't know to whom, but she tells the story that before her father died, he told her that
yeah,
he will send her an angel of music, and the
hmm
Phantom uses this story to get the connection
yeah,
to her. But that's missing in the movie.
right, yeah, yeah. That would have been a nice thing to include. I mean, I don't know if it was running time or if it was even in the original cut because the original cut went over about an hour and 40 minutes, and the longest current cut right now is an hour and a half. So it's possible it may have been cut out. I don't know, but it would have
There's
been a nice thing to keep in the movie because it really does show why Christine was more hypnotized by this phantom person without seeing a face.
there's an awesome scene in the book that should have been in the movie, and that
Hmm.
is that Christine visits the grave of her father in the
Hmm.
wintry scenery on the Gothic cemetery, and
Yeah,
it's depicted as really eerie situation, and the Phantom follows her and plays the violin on that cemetery
right.
to get the
Mm,
connection to her. That would be an
right.
awesome scene, and I'm sure that Lon Chaney would act awesome in that scene. It's a shame that
Yeah.
they didn't put it in.
Yeah, and we can lament about especially with like most of the movies at that time, whether it's Metropolis, Nosferatu, any horror movie, sci-fi movie that was made during that time when film preservation wasn't a thing. We can lament that all the stuff that was missing or never got included in the final version. But I'm just glad that they went as far as they could because they, in their own way, made their own little memories and added their own lore to. In this case, enough lore was added to the Phantom, thanks in part to Lon Chaney's performance and his makeup.
Yeah, he gave the Phantom a face, and
Yeah.
that's quite the accomplishment, I would say. Because if you think of the Phantom of the Opera, you will always see Lon Chaney's face and that awesome makeup.
Hmm.
And it's intertwined with the story, much more so than the book. I'm
Bancroft
really
says,
sure. I'm really sure that not as much people read the book than saw this movie.
right. Yeah, Bancroft said that all the stuff we are talking about is in the new movie. So they added
Which
it
one?
back
The
into.
the one with Claude Rains as the
I
Phantom?
I think he's talking about the one that was directed by Joel Schumacher. Is that the one you talk about, Bancroft? Because that's probably what I think that's the most recent iteration of the Phantom, the Joel Schumacher directed version.
But that's the movie version of the musical, Lasmet.
No, I don't know. I listen. This 1925 version is the only Phantom that I've seen. I haven't seen any other versions yet. Not even the Robert Englund version. I haven't seen it. Oh, so Bancroft said it's the Weber musical with Butler and Rossum. Was Gerard
Yeah.
Butler? Okay, that's the one. Okay. So
Yeah, I almost saw every iteration of the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, I have to watch. I still have to watch this version, and I'm gonna watch it this week since just so I can compare notes. But this is the version that Lady Shadowbang got me. This is with who's in this one? I gotta turn on. I didn't turn on the big lights here, but I figured let me just keep the lower lights here on. Just for
We need more pixels,
Oh,
Lesmond.
this is the Joel Schumacher version. Okay, never mind. Okay, yeah, this is the Joel Schumacher version. So
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it and then I'll compare notes. So
It's a good one. It's a good one. If you love the songs from the musical and the songs from the musical are awesome, then you will like that movie. But the premise is more on the love story, on the love triangle between the
Yeah.
The
Phantom.
Phantom, the main character and her.
Yeah, the Vicomte de Chagny and her, Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there are many more movie iterations of the stuff. There's a Hammer movie.
yeah,
Is
I
there
think Brent
a
Priscott said he preferred the Hammer version over the Universal version. So I think
is there a movie that focuses more on the Persian or?
Oh, I try to remember. The Hammer movie is very loosely based on the book. They go a unique new way. It's an interesting movie and I like it, but it doesn't have much to do with the book. Then there's a movie with Charles Dance, the guy who played Tywin Lannister and was in Last Action Hero, the big baddie.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the bad guy in Last Action Hero.
Yeah, and Charles
That's right.
Dance plays the Phantom, and he plays it pretty good. But it's more of a Victorian history movie with a touch of a love story. Then there's a cartoon, and you can watch the whole cartoon on YouTube. I put the link in your Discord, Lesman, for the movie,
Okay. Right.
which is very good and near the book.
Mhm.
Everybody should watch it. And then there's the Phantom of the Mall from the 80s, the slasher movie.
Phantom of the Mall.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's okay. That's fair enough.
Then you have Brian De Palma's Phantom of the Paradise,
I'm not familiar with
which
half.
I think
which
I might remember that one. I think
which
so.
fuses the Phantom of the Opera story with the music of the 60s and the optics of the 60s. It's quite interesting from an artistic standpoint. And
Let me I'm sorry, finish. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I just try to remember if I forgot one. Yeah, the one with Robert England that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Which is basically Freddie does Phantom of the Opera.
I figured that because when I saw the makeup, I was like, "Is that Freddie playing the Phantom?" Not. I know it was the actor, but I was wondering if that's the actual character playing the Phantom. But I knew that was going to be definitely more slasher horror than anything.
Oh, I forgot one. Elasma. Dario Argento did the Phantom of the Opera, but that
Yeah,
was
I saw that in the chat. They
shit.
mentioned that too. Oh, really? What
That
was
was
shitty about it?
it takes away the whole mysterious stuff from the book and the other movies, and it has Julian Sands as the Phantom, but he's not disfigured. The kills are kind of lame. It's one of the worst movies from Dario Argento, and Dario Argento did very good movies.
And I saw in the chat they said that he was raised by rats in the movie.
In the Argento one,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to address Andrew Curry's comment about this movie. Yeah, this movie is over 100 years old. It actually lapsed into the public domain in the 60s because Universal didn't renew the trademark. So it is it's public domain, so anybody can take the print and do whatever they want with it. But if you go to the Wikipedia page, they link two versions of the movie that are on YouTube. The version that we saw was the 20 frames a second, I think it was, and it was an hour and a half, but it had all the color scenes on it. So I think that was like the more definitive version. I mean, I could play clips of it without the music, and I could get away with it because there's no real copyright on it. But I mean, there is because this version might be copyrighted, but you can take prints of the movie and do whatever you want because there's no trademark over it. So yeah, it lapsed a long time ago. But thankfully, you can see it in its complete version. It hasn't been tampered with. Um, and I don't was this ever inducted into the Library of Congress for preservation? I'm not
I
sure if it
think it
was,
is.
but
Yeah.
okay, all right, yeah. So it's there. So
All in all,
Also,
and yeah, go ahead.
all in all, it's a pretty cool movie, and I think I think I'm gonna take Helmut's advice. I'm gonna order myself a copy of the book and read it.
Mm.
it's really a good read, and it's for me personally on par with Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Bram Stoker's Dracula.
All right,
It is
it's a
that
very
good.
classic piece of horror. Then
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I think getting like the older books like Phantom of the Opera and even Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I think it's essential to keep those in your library just to preserve those stories because there's so many versions out there that we forget what the original was like and why it was so beloved.
I have
yeah,
the ultimate Blu-ray one, even with sound in, with the dialogues integrated.
Okay, hold on, hold
And
on. I'm gonna wait. I'm sorry, Helmet, because this guy here with the banzo crap. I added everybody in the Discord for the watch party, Gee. So you got the notification. So you can't say, "Oh, I never got to see this." You had a chance and you blew it. You stay in the ban zone for that. I'm sorry, Helmet. This has to be addressed. This nonsense has to be addressed. Please continue.
why are you allowing him to abuse you, Elasmat?
I'm not. I'm using him as an example. He's an example for overcoming and being victorious. I'm a warrior, Einbrecht. I'm a colored warrior.
Terrible.
he's misunderstood like the Phantom.
I am. I have significance and influence. I really do.
Well, hopefully, it's not the same kind of misunderstood that Pee Wee Herman in the back of the movie theater was.
Ew.
You know me better than that, Arnold. You know me better than that.
I would rather prefer the incident with Lauren Boebert in a Beetlejuice music.
She's cute, at least.
Yeah, but dumb as a rock.
Oh yeah, well they all are. There's no such thing as a politician that's intelligent.
By the way, to come back to the movie, Mary Philbin is a pretty good actress for that role.
Fair.
She
She was
plays
good.
the damsel in distress with these over theatrical mannerisms, but that fits the tone. And like I said, they did very good work with her makeup too. You can see the terror in her face when
Mm-hmm.
she
Yeah.
unmasks the Phantom, and even before she was spooked by that creature.
Yep.
They did really good. They overall had very good actors in every role. Even the Persian, who doesn't say very much, but plays a very good mysterious role that he is. Nobody knows who he is.
So to answer Angela Curry's question, yes, this was the 1925 Phantom. This was a silent movie, but the version that we saw, because when they remastered it, it did contain an audio track, a couple scenes of one of the women who were singing opera. So they actually had somebody dub a vocal track over that shot. But it is a silent movie, so yeah. 1925. Wait, you're asking for Gee? No, don't hide. Don't let Gee hide behind you, Andrew. You're an independent woman who needs no man. Don't let Gee be your puppet. You're a warrior, Angel. Don't let these people push you around. I will advocate for you. Don't let them do that to you.
I would kidnap Angela to the catacombs underneath the Paris Opera. I'm honest.
I disavow. Anyway, so yeah, this was an hour and a half version of the movie, and I definitely recommend people to, when you get a chance, the best way to see this movie, in my opinion, is late at night after you've done your work, after you've done you've taken care of responsibilities, and your productivity's done for the day. Sit down, pop it in, have a nice cup of coffee or a glass of wine, just chill and watch it, and it's a wonderful. To me, it's a wonderful experience watching this movie like that.
And to make some advertisement for NECA, the Lon Chaney
He
figure.
said, he said NECA, NECA, guys, NECA, NECA,
Yeah,
the
the
toy
toy
company.
manufacturer.
No, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I know your chat, Matt. I know.
Wow. That one might be more directed at me than it is chat. I'm just saying.
You see, look. Did I call it? Did I not call it? Did I not call it? You see that?
What up, my NECA? That's right.
It's quite a compliment. That's one of the best toy manufacturers in America.
Yes, it is.
And if you like this movie, if you like Lon Chaney, then buy the ultimate NECA version of the Phantom of the Opera. I have it here. It's awesome.
Now I can't unhear it. Every time you say NECA, I'm just my brain's auto translating it to the nowhere.
You know what I think of when I say NECA?
What?
NECA Random 42.
Yeah.
or Fresh's Perks as Mecca McCheese or Angela's Curry. Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Angela's Curry. Oh.
Fascist Kirk with the pressing questions in the chat.
Well, no curry smells good, so I've never. Curry is delicious, but it smells like someone vomited it out of their ass.
Which is unsurprising if you know where curry is from.
Yeah, it's I know.
Wait, what now? Wait, where's curry from?
India.
I know that. I know it's from India, but I don't know if there was anything specific that I need to be aware of.
No, we made a joke about the unhygienic situation in India.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
A guy in his room has a point. You have now harassed Angela.
How'd I do that, Guy? How'd I do that, Guy? So you know what Guy's trying to do, right? He's trying to bring Angela to the band zone because I have him, Colors, and Javage, the three of them. So he wants to bring other people and groom them into the band zone. That didn't happen under my watch, Guy. You own your isolation, like whatever you are, with dignita.
Angela says she smells like soap.
I'll take your word for it.
Apparently,
I need more details, Angela. Soap doesn't do it for me. Which soap?
Luke, someone.
I didn't say this case. You can't put this on me, case because I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Samantha Cole, that isn't Prime, it's Einbrecht. But the
when does everything come back to ask you? I'm not Prime. Rampant homosexuals, that's the joke.
Oh, wait. KS just doxed himself. He's one of the customers. Look. He's one of the customers.
Sweetie's bath. Oh.
Wow.
Because you bought those overpriced soap?
The bathwater. He bought the bathwater.
Well, I mean, at least he's not going to get AIDS from it like he would from Belle Delphine's bathwater.
Okay, so Phantom of the Opera, 1925. Yes, silent movie. We just watched it in the Discord, and we're having a conversation about it. So if you're tuning in, that's what we're talking about. At least we were talking about it, but yes.
Yes, it's I'd say it's probably one of the better older movies that I've seen.
And I'll vouch for that because Einbrecht was mostly silent throughout most of it, so I knew he was into it.
It's like I can watch. I like the silent films a lot because if you talk over them, you kind of ruin them a little bit. And it sort of encourages people to just shut the fuck up and watch them because there's no noise. You actually have to pay more attention to it to take in everything.
That's a good point, and it does give you an idea of how it was back then when you go watch in the theater. Like you had to watch it; you couldn't just like look away. I mean, obviously there was no distractions back then like there are today, but since there was no sound, you had to watch it and keep your eyes glued because you would miss any vital information if you looked away.
Yeah, it's I think it's modern films just kind of like I don't like saying it. I think it's a dead format. I think it's focused too heavily nowadays on jump scares and
Mm-hmm.
special effects and all these other things that are just utterly worthless because they're overused.
Yeah, the jump scare is definitely overused. I actually hate jump scares
I
because of that.
I like when they do a jump scare like once or twice, but they place it well.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's done to unnerve you and then
Right.
keep you on edge for the rest of the movie, kind of thing. But when it's just constant, it's like jump scare, jump scare, jump scare. It desensitizes you to it, and you stop caring. It just becomes a nuisance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what this movie does very good.
Yeah.
It's a slow creeping fear that comes across. The movie pulls you in. It's almost like you are in those caverns. You are in under the Paris Opera. You witness it firsthand, and what you feel when you really focus on that movie, and we did, I think, when we watched it, and you can almost feel the chill in all those scenes when it goes under the opera.
So Kansas keeps throwing M, and M is not a horror movie, but it is a good movie. M is a very good movie with Peter Lorre. And I'm thinking, because Kansas keeps bringing it up, at some point I'll do a draw stream, a Born Human draw stream with Peter Lorre as the character in M. Maybe I'll do that to placate KSS, even though he doesn't deserve placation because he's a harasser and an abuser, and he wants to kidnap me and make me into his hostage so he can get money out of people. It's not gonna work, KSS. I'm an individual agent. I'm a soulful person. It's not gonna work. But we'll watch M at some point for sure. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Does this scare you? Does this frighten? Does this make you scared? Because I'm not gonna turn away.
The Beaner of the opera.
The Beaner of the opera.
The Beaner of that's not nice. That is not progressive and observant and tolerant, guys.
And instead of stalking white women, he sells taquitos down there.
Oh.
I'll tell you what. I'll send my kids to college if I did that. You watch. Yeah, I'll have you all speaking Spanish. We're having the Mexican flag in no time. See, the writers are doing it wrong.
Lon Chaney had makeup on. You don't need it for that movie.
The writers in California, they're doing it wrong. All they gotta do is set up these Mexican taco stands, and it's over. Burning cars, no, it's just make a burrito. That's it. You got the whole country under your hands. They missed it.
Now I want to see you in that movie, selling taquitos down the Paris Opera.
I mean, hello, senor. Would you like some taquitos? Yeah, that I
see. You get it. See, that's how you conquer a society with food. Great food.
Maybe that's how he got so disfigured. The Phantom. You sold him some rotten taquitos, and he got food poisoning.
That is the face of a man who had too much curry. You know that.
You mean he tasted Indian street food, and that's why his face is fucked up?
Wouldn't it fuck you up?
I think it'd fuck most people up, to be honest. Dude, I watched a video of Indian street food recently, and there were flies everywhere, and all I could do, like, I don't even have that fear, phobia of germs, but I was just feeling the back of my brain go, no, don't do it, no.
I wouldn't eat Indian street food even if someone gave me $1 million. That stuff looks awful.
Dude, that's a quick trip to the fucking hospital from a near fatal case of diarrhea. Like, what? No.
See, I like Indian food. That's why I'm thankful that when they make it here, they do it under cleaner
I like Indian food too. That's why I make my own samosas because they're friggin' delicious.
Sans the flies, of course.
I'll cook a pretty snazzy Indian curry with chicken.
Dude, something that's really tasty. Next time you make a chili, put chickpeas in it. Take out the beans, put chickpeas instead. Or, alternatively, because I've done both, you can do beans and chickpeas. Both really good.
There you have it. Einbrecht is a very good experimental cook.
I like to mess around with recipes and see what I can do with them, and it's just, oh, man, chickpeas are delicious.
I think Elasmat is not so good as a cook. I think Lady Shadowband is the cook in the house.
My steak is a die for. I make a killer steak and spaghetti and meat sauce.
Dude,
that's the best way to die. The best way to die.
Fascist in chat, I'd rather eat a shawarma in Baghdad. Oh, God, man. That's less likely to kill you, right? Shawarma, though, made properly, I've had it once. My buddy was talking to me about shawarma months ago, and I decided to try it. It's pretty good.
We have the Turkish version here in Germany. It's called Döner Kebab, and it's pretty tasty.
I want the German version for sure.
Yeah,
I can recommend.
Dude, doner kebabs are pretty damn solid. Have you ever had a what is it called? A gyro? I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know.
Gyros?
I always
gyros.
I pronounce it gyro, but yeah, some people pronounce it gyro or hero. I mean, it's hero in Greek.
Gyros.
Gyros.
It's a crease.
Yes.
A crease meat from a stick.
Yeah.
And also, Elasmat, what kind of spaghetti do you cook? The Chef Boyardee ones or the Hungry Man one?
Listen, I can make spaghetti, okay? I get the whole thing from the grocery, right? I take it out of the wrapper, put it in the boiling water, and another pot of meat cooking with the sauce on it. I chop tomato and onion, saute it together, and make a killer pasta plate, okay? I can make good food. I can cook it well. I don't care what anybody says. I cook it well. Every day, all day. People like me.
Why do
people
you
people accept me? I get accepted. I'm acceptable, guys. I know how to make food. I will own a restaurant one day. I'm acceptable. How dare you say that about me? People live when I make the food. People live. They're alive, and they like my food, and they ask for it every week. I get repeat customers. You don't get to make fun of me in the chat. I am real. I make excellent food. They taste really good. I season it well, and the dogs eat some of it too, and they live, and they love me. But you can't come in here and say shit about me because I am good.
I think we broke the peanut head.
I think
he's very near Vincent D'Onofrio in Full Metal Jacket right now.
Well, that was
what now? Wait, what now?
That was a full-on Tumblr freak out. That was pretty good.
Listen. Wait, what now?
Don't feed your wife SpaghettiOs.
No, listen. Okay, once again, I get real pasta. Okay,
Man.
I'll look. One day I'll even do a cooking stream and I'll show it to you.
Oh, that's what we are missing. You cooking. We saw you under the shower. We saw you with your books. We saw you drawing Yoda, and now we will see you cooking.
This is a stream about Phantom of the Opera. Okay, whatever sick degeneracy you're trying to put on here is not allowed. It's not allowed.
Right.
Yeah, but there's a connection to your cooking. Your meals look like the face of Lon Chaney in Phantom of the Opera.
You've never eaten my spaghetti. You can't judge my food. You haven't even eaten my steak. I make good steak. It's in demand.
What's a good steak if your guests don't finish it?
Manticore makes a valid point in chat. I'm a real boy. I have real feelings. Last Matt's having a bit of a time today, apparently.
No, I'm real. I matter. I have significance in influence. I matter.
Who could have known that the peanut head will spurk out if you tell him that he feeds his wife spaghettios?
Oh my god, dude.
So let me make some clear. I want to make something very clear, okay? I run a tight ship here, very tight ship here. Okay, we have standards, high standards, and I only give the best. I make the best. I am the best. Okay, so you guys in the chat, I know you got your digital spears ready and you want to chuck them at me, and that's fine. That's fine because, like my mentor, Kota Kinte, I'll rise above the ashes and I will be a victorious warrior over you racist. Every single one of you. Kota Kinte.
Yeah,
I'm the modern day Kota Kinte. I am an influential person and I'm inspiring to people. And I'm going to continue to inspire people to overcome
Hey, last Matt.
odds. What's up?
If I beat you, do I get to call you Toby?
I don't know what that means. I'm trying to be Kota Kinte. I don't know who Toby is. Listen, you're derailing my monologue here. Why are you doing that?
There's a bigger question in the room right now. What is your most favorite Merry Calendar meal?
Wait, what now? Wait, what? Who said that?
That's a brand like Hungry Man.
Oh.
And do you like
Hungry Man
the
too.
brownie that they give you with the Hungry Man meal?
That brownie is kind of a tease because, like, see, this is an order. I'll eat the meat and then the meat and then whatever pasta that comes with it, or they have like a little macaroni thing, or eat like mixed vegetables, and then the brownie's the last thing I eat. It's in that order.
You really eat that slop, do you?
I haven't eaten that slop in years, but when I did that was my order. That's how I used to eat it.
I smelled one time on the Salisbury steak from Hungry Man, and I almost vomited.
Well, now.
Well, it's so disgusting.
In fairness, it isn't like really real food, so that's why I haven't eaten it in years. But you know, if you're hungry and that's all you had to eat, you would devour that crap. So,
is it still affordable or is it pricey?
I mean, it's affordable compared to like real food. Yeah, it's still affordable. You know, I mean, inflation being what it is, but you know, for that same amount of money, if you want to eat better, just buy fruits and veggies and make a decent salad with it. You know, I've sworn off the TV dinners because for that price, I'll just get a fuller meal at a Burger King or even at a pizzeria. You know.
Yeah, I mean, have you considered doing meal prep?
I haven't had much time. I mean, I legit like I would prepare my own food and cook it. You know, a few times in the last couple of years, but my workload being what it is, I can't do it consistently.
Fair.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I would cook my own food. Like, no joke, I did cook my own food. I didn't have a big library of food that I would make, you know, like a recipe book or anything like that. But what I didn't make, I made it pretty good, and I pretty sure to prep it. So
that's totally fair. I became a little more obsessive over time about making my own meals because I found the more I made them myself. What I do is I'll make one meal for like the whole week. I'll make one thing that I'm going to eat, like one meal every day. And then everything else I just kind of make on the fly. I'll do a sandwich or something like that. Because that way I've got this one meal just cut out of my day. I don't have to worry about it. It's always like supper or breakfast, depending on sort of what I'm making.
So hold on. So UKSS, you Manticora, you Fascist Kirk, and anybody else that's on their terrorist team. I'm gonna tell you guys right now. If you sat at my table and I made y'all steaks, you would be singing a different tune. You like, you know what? Elias makes great steaks. He makes awesome steaks. That's how y'all be right now. But right now, you just be skeptical because you were paid to be skeptical. But I promise you, at my table, I make a steak. You're gonna eat it. You're gonna like it, and you're not gonna say nothing else but how great it is. So get your licks in now because once the tables turn, you can't fight me ever.
I'll finish the steak too.
I see. Ironberg is already proactively declaring victory. So
why is a meatloaf called Salisbury steak? I don't get that. Can you Americans explain that?
Dude,
to me?
I don't get that one either.
I think it's a sauce. I think what it is a sauce.
Is it the sauce that makes it Salisbury steak?
I think so because we take the sauce away. It is like meatloaf. It's almost like eating meatloaf. Yeah,
it literally is meatloaf. Like I've had a quote unquote Salisbury steak before at a restaurant. It's just meatloaf with a special sauce.
Yeah.
It's one of the most unappealing meals I've ever seen.
Dude, yeah, it's up there with corned beef for me. I fucking hate corned beef. It's disgusting.
I thought I was the only one. I'm not a fan of corned beef either.
No, dude, it's too salty. It's gross as shit. All I can taste when eating it is salt.
Yeah.
There's really disgusting food out there.
There is, and if we really want to go into that rabbit hole, a lot of what we're eating is banned in other countries, and it's banned for a reason. So,
yeah, I remember how much time it took Prime to figure out what sweets he can send me and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. Once he told us about the beefies and shit, I was like, oh wow, that's like we are screwed here in the United States.
Yeah, the fun thing is my mother said you really want to send him beefy, that crap, and Prime loved it and said it has a high quality over the Slim Jims that you have there.
Dude, it's so funny too. You know what makes all of that funny? Prime's like, oh my god, this is so good, and I'm sitting here looking at like the fact that I'll make homemade deer jerky once in a while, and it's just like, bro, like, what are you?
Now, how do we divert from talking about the Phantom of the Opera to culinary dissertations?
Somebody in chat made a joke at your expense, and Helmet latched onto it and said, "You
don't bring up the PTSD. I'm trying to be positive, Einberg. Please, I'm trying to be positive. Please,
we talked about Indian food, which is on par, on horrible with the face of Lon Chaney in Phantom of the Opera.
That's the connection. There we go. Okay, so that was the connection. So we were talking about the face, which, by the way, like that face, that design is still timeless. Like you could put
it's
that
fantastic.
Yeah, like it's still frightening.
It genuinely looks like a thrall or a ghoul from like a vampire setting.
Yeah, like that. This is a mask based off the Phantom, but you could tell like that design is still pretty.
It's unnerving.
Common in whether it's zombie films or possession films or undead films. It has that same look.
Yeah. Well, it's unnerving, right? Like it's great. It's a good design. Like what was his name? What was the actor's name that made the mask?
Lon Chaney.
Lon Chaney, thank you. Fantastic. Like he was a phenomenal talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm awful with names. It's an unfortunate quirk of mine. I tend to forget names of bands, names of band members, names of actors, names of singer-songwriters. I'm just not good with names in general.
It's been happening to me lately, so I understand the struggle.
I've always been like this since I was like 10. I just don't. I have. Some people say it's a good thing. Some people say it's a bad thing. I have this quirk where I just see entertainers as dancing monkeys, and so I don't care about them as a result. So I often forget their names because they don't matter to me.
That's a fair assessment. I was gonna say something about the dancing monkey things, but like it's too late. I can't do this.
But fun fact that I forgot to tell you, Elasmet, because you are a big Turtles fan. There is a Turtles episode about the Phantom of the Opera.
Okay.
With a crazy guy with a mask. And I think the episode title is called Phantom of So-and-so, Phantom of the Sewer, or something like that.
Yeah,
you should look it up.
I should, because there was an episode that I found out about from that series, the 2003 series, that was banned on Fox Kids, and it didn't get aired until like 7 or so years later, when it was when the licensing was sold to I think Nickelodeon. And it was an episode called Insane in the Membrane, which was about the backstory of Baxter Stockman, the guy who became the Fly. And I saw clips of that episode. I'm like, holy crap, they were going to... like there's scenes of his skin falling off, his jaw falling off, his skin coming off. I'm like, that shit is like that's outright gore. I'm like, holy crap, they put that in a kids cartoon.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, don't look it up. It's called, if you have a chance, go to YouTube and look it up. It's called Insane in the Membrane. And they show clips of it. Like, holy crap, that's insane. Like, I know why they banned it now. I mean,
That's
you could get it
wild.
now because it's part of the regular rotation now because Nickelodeon has the licensing rights. But like back then, like it was like, holy crap, they actually animated it and thought they were able to put that on Saturday morning. It's insane.
That's
For,
nuts.
for those that are interested in that episode, season 6, episode 10, Phantom of the Sewers.
Yes.
That's the one with the Phantom of the Opera guy, which is a good episode. I found it pretty funny, but I also liked the cartoon, the 90s cartoon from the Turtles, even though it's based on the crappy Mirage comics, but it is a good cartoon iteration.
What was wrong with the Mirage comics in particular? Like I'm
It's
actually not
wacky, over the top. It has some shitty side characters that are
Okay.
uninteresting.
'Cause I
It's more
didn't,
for children. It's juvenile humor.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't consume the Mirage stuff at all, so I'm totally out in the cold on this one. That's why I asked for like details because
The Mirage
Yeah.
cartoon had some good episodes. Like the first 5 episodes of the Mirage series was actually pretty good. It was very good, very well animated. It was somewhat serious, but it had a nice balance of humor and seriousness. But
Okay.
then, like once the show, once that was our full first season, and then had the next few seasons, it did get a little bit crazy, a little bit like parody of itself.
Oh, okay. So it
but-
not great. Fair enough.
No.
If
I mean,
you-
I don't think it's not great because it has its fans. Like it is timeless. That cartoon. Personally, myself, there's only like about maybe 5 or 10 episodes total that I'll watch over, but the rest of the show to me is like I'll watch one episode and that's it. But like the first 5, I have the DVD of the first 5 episodes. It's still pretty good. And there's a couple like the one episode where Michelangelo and Shredder trade personalities was hilarious. It's like one of my favorite episodes. But if you want to be objective, you compare the Mirage series with the 2003 series, it's not even close. The 2003 series is definitively the best series, the better series, objectively, both in the animation, in the tone, and storytelling.
Which is funny because the Masters of the Universe from 2003 was also the best iteration of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, a lot of people say that, and I know why they say that because it was serious, the animation was good, the artwork was good. I'm torn, and I'll tell you why I'm torn on that, because I feel like the writing in the Filmation series was a lot better because it actually fleshes out the characters in the Filmation series, whereas in the 2003 series, it was more action. There was a story being told, but we didn't really get like more into depth with the characters and their relationships with each other. So I feel like that was like a missed opportunity there.
What I liked about the 2003 one is that they changed the characters to modern day, but didn't do it in an offensive way. Like, for example, the design of the sorceress, which she got a more Egyptian style costume, which I liked, and it wasn't offensive at all.
It was
Or
a good adaptation.
making Prince Adam really a 16-year-old, and you can look at him and say, that's a 16-year-old boy.
Yeah. No, it was as far as adaptations, it was one of the best adaptations for sure.
Yeah, I liked it, and that's where my love for Masters of the Universe had regrown, and I collected the figures from the 2003 line.
I don't think I've
Manticore,
ever
you're a
seen the
jerk
2003
because you
show.
breathe. Hold on, I'm correct. Manticore's a jerk because he breathes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, the 2003 version of Masters and the 2003 version of Turtles were pretty good. But they oriented those cartoons on young teenagers from maybe 14 to 16, and also catered quite a bit to the older guys.
Yes, it was nice balance of getting catering to the 2 generations without offending the people in that core demographic, like you do today.
No, they did pretty good lore work
Mhm.
and didn't do shitty race swaps and other crap.
I was, I have nothing good to say about the relaunch they did with Netflix. Yeah.
Talking about the He-Man, the Masters of the Universe.
Or
Mhm.
the fuck boy from the Jay and Silent Bob movies who did that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did videos on that on my channel, so you guys want to check it out, go ahead. So I did put that. I said what I had to say about that show, so it's like I'm just beating a dead horse. But yeah, it was bullshit. And Kevin Smith lied to his fans about saying that it wasn't about Tila. It was absolutely about. Let me phrase it. It was about Man Tila, as I call it. It had very little He-Man. It was all about Man Tila.
Yeah, and they put this black chick into it that doesn't have a story before.
She was a character. She was a character, I think, in the early comics, but she wasn't this black chick stereotype. She was actually
Hey,
a feminine white chick.
if you want to center a story around a black master of the universe, then do Clamp Champ.
Clam Chap or Clam Chap. Yeah, no, absolutely. Or Sunman. They, remember that character Sunman that was like
the knockoff. Yeah.
Yes. Oh no, that would have been a great series if they did a Sunman show. Like that would have been an awesome series. I would have watched that.
Sunman was a nice mix of Thundercats and Masters of the Universe from the wacky character standpoint.
Yeah.
He had an arch nemesis that was a pigman.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember that.
I remember a Pigman, but I don't remember the arch nemesis.
Oh no, never mind. He's a pigman. Oh, you know, I do remember the pigman. You're right. I do. Wow. Yes, he just.
Because I remember the Pigman, but I don't remember anything about the character.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we've streamed for about an hour and a half, so we'll probably call it a stream now, as viewership is dying down. Any last words?
Watch this movie, buy the book, and read it. I think it's a good use of your time. I'm gonna get the book and read it myself because, Helmet recommended it for one, and after watching this movie again as an adult, I definitely dropped the ball by not reading the source material.
And give the other movie iterations a chance. They might have nothing to do with the source material, but they are pretty good, especially the Hammer one. And if you like Robert Englund, watch the Robert Englund one.
There.
Well, I'm gonna
and buy the NECA action figure, Elasmith.
Oh yes, I'll look into that because I did see the sculpt for that. It is very nice, very well rendered. So it's good to have that, and a nice way to honor Don Chaney's legacy in film and one of the most iconic characters that he's portrayed. So, on that note, I will bid you all an adieu. And as my good friend Henry Threw said, the outro's coming. Yes, one of the best, if not the best outro in all of YouTube. Here we go.